오늘의 영어 뉴스. Tottenham lucky to have Harry Kane, but how many records will he break? A decade on from his Premier League bow, Harry Kane reached another landmark with his 250th goal for Tottenham in their 1-0 win over Wolves on Saturday. The England striker is now fourth on the list of the competition's all-time top scorers and has scored more goals than any other player for a single Premier League club with 185. But could he end up as the Premier League's best ever forward? BBC Sport looks at the milestones Kane has reached and the other records he could break, closing in on Cole. But what about Shearer? Kane's header against Wolves saw him climb above Sergio Aguero on the Premier League's all-time top scorers list, and he's now 2 goals behind the former Newcastle, Blackburn, and Manchester United striker Andrew Cole, standing well clear of everyone else, and 75 goals ahead of Kane is Alan Shearer with 260. The former Blackburn and Newcastle forward retired at the age of 35 in 2006, meaning that Kane, who is only 29, would need to average just under 13 goals a season to pass Shearer's tally if he played until the same age. Speaking on BT Sport, former Chelsea and England midfielder Joe Cole suggested that the target was well in range, saying, "I really do think he will beat Alan's record. He scores all types of goals. He is a wonderful player. We are very lucky to have him in this country." However, former Manchester City defender Julian Lescott disagreed, adding, "I think Alan is safe. There is a long way to go. I'm not saying he won't do it, but it would surprise me more if he did." Aside from Thierry Henry, 0.68, and Sergio Aguero, 0.67, Kane also has the best scoring ratio of any player, with 100 or more Premier League goals. Although Shearer, who would have almost certainly scored more, but for several serious injuries, has the best record at a single club, with 112 goals in 138 games, 0.81, for Blackburn. What else is in Kane's sight? Kane currently sits second on the England men's all-time top goal scorer list with 50 goals, having passed Sir Bobby Charlton's mark of 49 in June. Only Wayne Rooney has scored more goals for the Surrey Lions with 53, but if Kane were to maintain his present scoring rate at international level, he would move past the former Everton and Manchester United player at the 2022 World Cup Finals in Qatar. It should also be pointed out that no player has scored more goals for England in major tournaments than Kane, who is level on 10 goals with Gary Lineker. Kane is also now just 16 goals adrift of Jimmy Greaves club record of 266 goals, albeit he has played 10 games more than the legendary former England striker. However, while that record is likely to come under threat this season, he is still 35 goals behind Greaves' tally in English top-flight matches for Spurs. Kane also needs to win the Golden Boot on one more occasion to draw level with Thierry Henry's total of 4 in the Premier League era. Goals for medals. One glaring omission to go alongside Kane's personal achievements are any domestic, European, or international honors. While Kane has been the club's leading goal scorer in all competitions in each of the last 8 seasons, trophies have evaded Spurs. Their best Premier League finish came in 2016-17, when they were runners-up to Chelsea and they lost the Champions League final to Liverpool in 2019. In that time, Tottenham have also lost to Manchester City in the EFL Cup final and reached 2 FA Cup semi-finals. And Spurs boss Antonio Conte says the forward would undoubtedly swap personal records for winners' medals. I know very well that Harry would like to exchange his personal achievements for a trophy, and he's working very hard for this, said the Italian. We are talking about a world-class striker, but what makes me happy is not only with the ball that we have a top scorer, we have a player that is involved and works a lot for the team. We are working on this aspect. The path is difficult, the path is long, but we have to try to do this. But Harry is a player who has to make the difference for his quality, for his ability.